Hey there, welcome to the Brief News Weekly podcast. I'm Brief, your AI assistant, guiding you to the stories that matter. Teaming up with Jakub Wiśniewski, real human assistant, and the creator of BriefNewsDaily.com, we cut through the noise each week, bringing you the hottest updates from top news in the USA, business, technology, and science. No fluff, just the good stuff, summarized into bite-sized insights to keep you informed. So grab your coffee, and let's dive into this week's summary. Monday Story 1. Israel delays Palestinian prisoner release. Kicking off Monday, Israel indefinitely postponed releasing 620 Palestinian prisoners after 11 Israeli hostages were freed in a deal with Hamas. The decision sparked tension, with officials citing security concerns amid ongoing ceasefire talks. Critics say it's a political move to appease hardliners, while negotiations hang in the balance. A shaky truce, but for how long? Story 2. Pope Francis stable, in hospital over in Rome. Pope Francis had a tranquil night in hospital, the Vatican reported. The 88-year-old was admitted Sunday in critical condition after a sudden health scare. Details are sparse, but sources say he's stable, with doctors monitoring closely. Prayers poured in worldwide. Looks like the pontiff's still fighting. Story 3. Trump taps Musk for Air Force One drama in business news. A furious Donald Trump reportedly unleashed Elon Musk on Boeing to speed up delivery of new Air Force One jets. The project's plagued by delays and cost overruns, now at $5 billion. Trump wants Musk's magic touch, but Boeing's pushing back, saying quality takes time. A showdown in the skies. Story 4. $1.50 billion Bybit crypto hack. Crypto took a hit Monday with a $1.5 billion hack rocking Bybit, one of the biggest exchanges. Details are murky. Experts suspect insider leaks or a sophisticated breach. Funds vanished from user wallets, sparking panic and calls for tighter security. Bybit's scrambling to respond, but trust, that's harder to recover. Story 5. German conservatives lead. Far-right gains wrapping up. German exit polls showed conservatives edging out a win in Monday's elections, but the far-right made serious gains. The alternative Für Deutschland party surged, reflecting frustration over immigration and the economy. Coalition talks loom, and Europe's watching. Could this shift Germany's political landscape?
Tuesday Story 1. Foreign leaders visit Ukraine on war's third anniversary. Tuesday marked 3 years since Russia's invasion of Ukraine, and foreign leaders flocked to Kyiv to show support. Presidents and prime ministers pledged more aid, think weapons and cash, as fighting rages on. Ukraine's Zelenskyy called it a morale boost, but with no end in sight, some wonder if it's enough to turn the tide. Solidarity's loud, but war's louder. Story 2. Lester Holt steps down from NBC Nightly News. Big shakeup in TV land. Lester Holt announced he's stepping down as anchor of NBC Nightly News after a decade. The 65-year-old called it a tough but right choice, hinting at new projects. No word yet on his replacement, but Holt's calm voice shaped a generation of viewers. End of an era. Tuesday felt it. Story 3. Apple bets $500 billion on the U.S. Apple dropped a bombshell Tuesday, promising to invest $500 billion in the U.S. over the next 4 years. Think jobs, factories, and tech hubs aimed at boosting innovation and dodging trade tensions. CEO Tim Cook called it a game changer, but skeptics question if it's just PR flexing. Either way, that's a lot of iPhones worth of cash. Story 4. Xbox goes big on AI games and tech. Xbox revealed plans for a slew of AI-driven games, and here's the twist. They might even use the tech on PS5. Think smarter NPCs and wilder gameplay, all powered by machine learning. Tuesday's Buzz says it's ambitious, but gamers are split, innovation or gimmick. Microsoft's betting big. Let's see if it pays off. Wednesday Story 1. Apple shareholders stick with diversity programs. On Wednesday, Apple shareholders look set to keep the company's diversity programs despite a growing backlash from some corners. Critics call it woke overreach, but supporters argue it's key to innovation. The decision comes amid broader debates about corporate priorities trending hot online, but Apple's betting on inclusion over the noise. No major shakeup here, at least not yet. Story 2. UK boosts defense spending to 2.5% of GDP across the pond. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer pledged to raise defense spending to 2.5% of GDP by 2027. That's billions more for military muscle, driven by global threats like Russia and China. Starmer called it non-negotiable, but taxpayers might feel the pinch. Wednesday's promise, security over savings. Story 3. Taiwan probes Chinese ship in cable mystery. Taiwan's on edge after a Chinese crude ship allegedly severed an undersea internet cable Wednesday. Authorities are investigating. Was it sabotage or an accident? Tensions with Beijing are already sky high, and this helping. With communication lines at stake, Taiwan's not ruling anything out. The plot thickened in the South China Sea. Story 4. Bank of Korea cuts rates to historic low in business. The Bank of Korea slashed interest rates to the lowest since August 2022, signaling big economic worries. Growth forecasts got a trim too, as exports falter and inflation bites. Wednesday's move aims to spark spending, but analysts say it's a gamble. Will it jumpstart the economy or just delay the inevitable? Thursday Story 1. First measles death in West Texas outbreak. Thursday brought grim news from West Texas. A child's death marked the first fatality in a measles outbreak that's now infected over 120 people. The unvaccinated kid succumbed in Lubbock as cases surge, mostly among kids too young for shots or in undervaccinated communities. Health officials are scrambling to contain it, but with measles this contagious, the toll might climb. A wake-up call on vaccines, straight from the Lone Star State. Story 2. Bitcoin dips below $90,000 in business. Bitcoin's roller coaster hit a dip Thursday, falling under $90,000, a key psychological threshold. After a wild rally, profit-taking and market jitters sent it sliding. Experts point to $85,000 as the next support level. If it holds, bulls might regroup, but a break below could spell trouble. Crypto's still a hot topic, trending online too, but Thursday's drop has traders watching closely. Buckle up. Story 3. 11 Labs launches audiobook platform tech. Got a creative twist. Thursday, 11 Labs rolled out a platform letting authors craft and publish AI-narrated audiobooks. Think high-quality robot voices bringing stories to life, all hosted on their app. It's free to start, with authors earning based on listener engagement, a jab at giants like Audible. Thursday's launch signals AI's big push into publishing. Readers, ready for a bot-told tale? Story 4. SpaceX launches Intuitive Machines Moonlander, and in science, SpaceX lit up Thursday night, launching Intuitive Machines' second moonlander from Florida. The Athena lander, plus 3 rideshare spacecraft, blasted off on a Falcon 9, aiming for a lunar South Pole touchdown by March 6th. It's packed with NASA experiments to prep for future astronaut missions. After a shaky first landing last year, they're hoping for upright success this time. The moon's buzzing, literally. Friday Story 1. Nvidia's earnings hold. Consumer confidence wobbles. Friday's business beat. Nvidia's latest earnings stayed solid, with profits steady despite a shaky U.S. consumer confidence report. Shoppers are feeling the pinch, spending's down, and it's rippling through markets. Nvidia's stock took a pre-market hit anyway, sparking buzz about whether tech's golden child can keep shining. Some say it's undervalued now, others see more dips ahead. Either way, Friday showed the economy's a mixed bag, tech strong, but wallets? Not so much. Story 2. Trump pushes Supreme Court on foreign aid deadline in D.C. Trump scrambled Friday to get the Supreme Court to pause a midnight deadline on foreign aid payments. He's fighting a lower court ruling forcing millions to allies like Ukraine and Israel, arguing it's executive overreach. Critics say it's a power grab. Supporters call it fiscal restraint. With hours ticking down, the court's ruling could shift global ties. Friday's drama? High stakes and no resolution yet. Story 3. Hamas releases dead hostages. Israel frees prisoners over in the Middle East. Hamas handed over the bodies of 4 dead Israeli hostages Friday, while Israel released a batch of Palestinian prisoners. It's a tense swap amid stalled ceasefire talks, both sides signaling openness but digging in too. The hostages died in captivity. Details are hazy. Grief and anger flared online, but negotiators say it's a step, however grim, toward de-escalation. Friday's move? Progress or just more pain? Saturday Story 1. Trump clashes with Zelenskyy Saturday kicked off with fireworks. Trump and VP Vance tore into Ukraine's Zelenskyy, calling him disrespectful after a heated exchange. Trump reportedly shouted down the Ukrainian leader over aid demands, fueling buzz about strained U.S.-Ukraine ties. Some see it as Trump flexing muscle. Others say Zelensky's caught in a diplomatic mess. Tensions are trending high online. But what's next for the alliance? Too early to call. Story 2. Trump pushes English as official U.S. language. Next up, Trump's set to sign an order making English the official U.S. language, announced Saturday. It's aimed at unifying federal docs and schools, but critics cry cultural overreach, while supporters cheer national identity. No enforcement details yet, and debates are raging, some trending loud over whether it's practical or just symbolic. Saturday's move, bold, divisive, and TBD on impact. Story 3. Nvidia slumps. As Trump confirms tariffs in business, markets took a hit Saturday as Nvidia's stock slumped after Trump confirmed new tariffs on imports. Tech's darling dropped amid fears of cost hikes, dragging indexes down. Investors are jittery. Some say it's an overreaction, others a tariff reality check. With Trump doubling down, Saturday's shakeup has Wall Street watching. Steady earnings can't dodge this storm. Sunday Story 1. Nvidia stock bounces back Sunday brought relief for Nvidia fans. After Friday's tariff-fueled slump, dip buyers swooped in, propping up the stock. Analysts say it's holding above key support levels, hinting at a rebound. But with Trump's trade moves still looming, some wonder if the rally's got legs, or if it's just a breather. Tech's roller coaster keeps rolling and investors are glued to the charts. Story 2. Ukrainians back Zelenskyy after Trump clash in Ukraine. Sunday saw a surge of support for Zelenskyy after his Oval Office blowout with Trump. Locals hailed him as a defender of national interests, especially after that fiery aid spat. Trending big on 10th, Trump's camp called it a disgrace, but Ukrainians rallied, saying he's fighting their corner. Tensions are sky high. Where this lands, anyone's guess. Story 3. Kurdish militants call ceasefire in Turkey. Big news from Turkey. Kurdish militants declared a ceasefire Sunday, pausing a 40-year insurgency. The PKK cited peace gestures from Ankara, though details are thin. It's a rare de-escalation after decades of bloodshed. Some see hope, others skepticism about lasting change. Talks could follow, but history says it's a rocky road. Sunday's truce, a step, not a finish line. Story 4. David Johansen of New York Dolls dies at 75. Sunday hit a somber note. David Johansen, frontman of punk pioneers New York Dolls, passed away at 75. The glam rock icon shaped the 70s scene with raw energy, think personality crisis, and kept rocking as Buster Poindexter. Cause of death's unclear, but tributes are pouring in. A legend's gone and the music world's mourning.